Ho ho, hello everyone. Alright, today I'm going to show a car which I did not remove the plastic from in over a year. This is a front wheel drive chassis that I have from MST, which is the TCR. And it's a chassis that I have not seen, first of all, anybody driving around where I live, and I just don't see much about it online, which I don't know, I find it a bit upsetting because it's a really good car. It's super fun to drive. Front wheel drive for me, it's really enjoyable. And so, yeah, let me show you a bit about it. The reason why I get this car, I pre-ordered it when I first saw it on MST webpage. If you remember, this front wheel drive that I designed, my original thought was to do a direct drive front wheel drive, but I didn't know where to find the parts to make the something like an F1 axle with the steering at the time. And so when I saw this car online, I was like, all right, this is going in my collection. And when it came out, it was actually a really cheap car, really cheap chassis. And so, all right, here you go. It came with the Honda Civic body that I have somewhere. I'm just not using it. It's quite stiff. I have been running it with the Protoform as well for front wheel drive, which I don't have right now. And right now I'm running it with the 306 because that was just the 106 was my first real world car with this gunmetal color, and so the 306 is like the nearest I can get to driving my first childhood car in real life. And that's from Free Racing. No, Team C Buddies, yeah. Alright, and so here is the chassis. Alright, so this, as you might know from seeing it online, is a chassis you can do in different configuration, FF or mid-rear or RR. And I really like this design. It's super simple, everything is symmetrical, the same parts are being used all around. I guess it's because it's plasticky that people tend not to buy it, and then I guess the new version that they did, which is the ready to run with double A batteries inside, made no sense. I'm not sure what they're doing. So I think it's like the marketing is like, that's not going to be a good car, that's not going to be a quick car, so people just ain't buying it. And I did buy it, and it's a fantastic car. It drives super well. It handles, right now I have a 13.5 in the front, no boost, with a 60 amp ESC from Hobbywing. I'm running the highest gearing you can. You just have two or three different type of pinion you can wear. I don't remember can I see how much am I running? No, I can't, but nothing extraordinary. And so as you see, this is a direct drive FF chassis, and so you have, similar to a F1, the spur gear with a ball diff, axle, and then you have CVT joints going into the C-hubs of the wheel. And the other thing that I guess is not attractive to people is that it only has springs, no dampening all across the chassis. And it's, I guess, almost like a pan. So here you go. So front wheel drive, 13.5 turn, servo in the front. You have a lot of different ways you can set up the battery. I think from the box it comes out with a long LiPo all the way at the rear. I've been running it in the beginning with shorty at the rear, and then since I moved to the central position, at least on the track that I'm doing, it's really good for the quick change of direction. You can do quick change of directions, and the car doesn't tailspin. And the one mod that I've done to the car, which I think it's really a must do, is those dampers at the back, which those do not come at all from the company. Those are things I made, and you can see, so here is the original just little spring, same as in the front. And those are actually MST oil dampers from another car that I have. but you can put any dampers. The length is like, I think 57 works, or 54. And then I just have a 3D printed part here, 3D printed part here, and this here that mounts onto the body post mount. This kind of a big bulkhead here, and then you can just choose 1, 2, 3, 4 position depending on what angle you want for the dampening, and so the dampers. So this really helps with the bounciness. The front is not that bouncy because I think of all the weights that's over there. The rear tends to be quite bouncy when you're driving on bad tracks, and so this really makes a big difference, especially when you have fast left-right direction change, when the rear behaves a lot better, especially on a body like the 306 that I'm using that don't have any spoiler or any wing at the back. And so you see those, yeah, this is the set. So I have those on the Shapeways. These go a lot on Shapeways. I've put them on my web store recently, so I can print them in ABS as well. Super simple. You choose whatever dampers you want to put on, and so that makes a huge difference to the car, I believe. But other than that, I don't think this car needs. First of all, it doesn't really have much upgrades, or I guess it has some for the front. You can get a metal axle and so on, but you see I'm still running the plastic axle, the original one, and I broke nothing ever on this car. From crashing, I had 1 or 2 of those A-arms, I think the bottom one which are attached to the pan, that broke, but this is like a normal thing. But transmission wise, super solid, really good. And yeah, I mean, it's just, for me, it's an outstanding car, especially when you consider that this is locally it's about 1,000 Hong Kong or 700 Hong Kong. So I guess it would be like, I don't know, 80, 70 euro, something like that. I'm not sure what it sells once you get the crazy European tax and such, but it's a cheap chassis, and compared to the Tamiya chassis, this has nothing really that you can go wrong with. The setup is super simple. They give you a few different spring rates that you can play on. You can really play with where you want to put the battery. Plus, you don't need to play it as an FF. You can play it as a mid-rear or RR direct drive. So, in my opinion, it's a really interesting chassis to try around. It's inexpensive, and when I'm on the track, I'm driving around with all the luxury X-rays and MTS and Express and so on, and you know, similar electronic, similar tires. The car just match each other, no problem. I don't feel like this is a cheapy thing that just, you know, is just here to play. It's a serious little car, and I think it's really attractive, the design that they've made when you have everything symmetrical, so you have a very few different spare parts that you need to get. You can get just a couple of each. They're all the same, they're all interchangeable, and yeah, here you go. So I don't know if any of you guys, I know a lot of people have this car overseas, because I'm selling a lot of these kits for mounting the dampers. So I guess it's kind of a popular car. I'm not sure where is it the most popular, and if people run it in a special class, or if they run it together with every other FF the way I do it. So feel free to share your experience with this car, and what are your thoughts? What do you think? This is something just you shouldn't get near, or if it's just one of those misunderstood chassis that, you know, might come around one day. So here you are. This is my MST TCR, beautiful 306 banged up car, which is, yeah, one of my really favorite driver's cars. It's a jewel to drive. And so here you go. I've went on too long, so hope you guys get some information and learn a little bit about this chassis and get some inspiration for the day. Stay safe, don't go out, do not touch people are dirty, stay home. See you later, bye bye.